Hey there, crafty friends. It's Hannah at the Doodlebug in Jasper, Indiana, and it's a Monday bonus live. So normally I am not here on Mondays. Snuck into the store for a few hours today to get caught up on a few things since our beloved Miss Linda is gone. And the rest of the week, Melanie's going to be gone. So Vanessa and I are Lone Rangers around here. Send prayers and lots of caffeine. But that means you guys also get a bonus live, which is very exciting. Today we are actually working on a couple different orders, checking those in. And since we'll be a little short staffed this week, I thought, well, instead of making tomorrow's live super huge, why don't we spread it out just a little bit? So today, what I've got for you friends is Catherine Pooler inks have been restocked. I've got new restocked inks. I've got a new ink color, and then we've also got some stamps and dies as well too. So I'm going to flip the camera around. We're going to check out Catherine Pooler and all the fun stuff that we got. All right, here we go. I just heard a noise from my phone. So are you getting notifications? That's a good thing then, Miss Paula. But yes, I am, after the live, I'm heading out the door, but I came in to work a little bit today since we're a little short staffed this week and getting things ready to make the rest of the week go smoothly. All right, so I'm going to flip the camera around. Here we go. Yes, I am mixing it up just a little bit. I'm here today, heading home after this live. So yes, and then I will tell you guys on Wednesday there will not be a live. So I guess that's going to mix it up even more this week. I am going to be out of town on Wednesday. We have an appointment down in Kentucky on Wednesday. So I will not be here on Wednesday. But as you can see here, we restocked all kinds of great colors of Catherine Pooler. Got in a few new stamps as well. We're going to let's start with restocks while we're waiting for a few eyeballs, since this is totally impromptu. I should at least give you guys a heads up, but I really didn't even know I was going to go live and like until like 3 minutes before I did. So Catherine Pooler inks, let's talk about Catherine Pooler inks just quickly here before we get started. So Catherine Pooler is a dye-based ink, which means it's water reactive. So you can, flick the water spritz on it and then, pull color away just like you can with Distress inks. You can make a little swatch, bring your paintbrush in with a little bit of water and watercolor with it just like you would Distress inks. So it's a very water reactive ink. One thing I like about her ink pads is they are a sponge-based pad. There we go. They are spongy pads. They're not felt pads. I feel like a sponge pad gives you more intense color. And if you use Simon Hurley inks, he's actually switching all his inks to be sponge ink pads, because you just get better coverage, better color with them. Now, whenever you use them though, if you're used to using felt, which is a hard pad, and then you go to a soft pad, just remember with these, you don't need to kill it when you're stamping it. Catherine Pooler says just give it a light kiss. So that means you're just going to take your stamp I usually take my pad to my stamp itself. So when I'm stamping here, you're just going to take your pad and give it a gentle kiss. You don't have to push. Oh, thank you, Paula. I appreciate that. You don't have to kill it. It is literally just a light little tap is all that you need, just a gentle kiss to get your good coverage with her inks. So again, they are a spongy ink pad. Really, really great color. She has re-inkers for all of her pads. We don't keep all the re-inkers in stock. Usually I will special order them, but when we get a new color, I do always order re-inkers at that time. I know some of you just like to buy a re-inker as soon as you buy your ink pad. When do you need to re-ink? Well, if you ever notice that whenever you go and you put ink on your stamp, okay, and then you stamp it, if you hear it kind of make that kind of suctiony sound whenever you're stamping it, that is usually a sign you don't have enough ink on here, which means you need to re-ink your pad. So just, and I do notice that my lighter inks, I have to, not that I have to re-ink them more often. I think I just notice them getting lighter because your reds are, so nice and dark. And, some of these are such dark colors, you don't notice when the color isn't as intense as it used to be. But I do notice it with some of my lighter ones. All right, so colors. I, of course, restocked really well on our reds since we are going into Christmas season. Yes, Sharon, I'm here working a little bit today. Linda is out for vacation. Melanie leaves for surgery tomorrow. So prayers for Melanie for tomorrow for everything to go smoothly. So I came in today just so we weren't so far behind because, I always run about a week behind. So with my 2 girls out, I'm going to be like a chicken with my head cut off around here. So we've got Rockin' Red. It's a great brighter red color. Rouge. And then we've also got Peppermint Scrub. Then for the pinks that we got in Party Dress. It's a nice bright pink. Oranges. We got in Orange Peel. Rockin' Red and re-inkers. You've got it, Debbie. I think I will need to order in the re-inker, but I will do that. All right, now this one here kind of falls in between the oranges a little bit. It's called Clay Mask. We will be doing a class with Catherine Pooler. Not just her stuff. Actual Catherine Pooler is going to be teaching the class. She's going to be using Clay Mask, Wintergreen, and Cargo in that class. So whenever you notice that I've gotten a lot more of those in, that is why. We are stocking up for those class kits. Now, you don't have to have these colors. If you're taking the class, you can use any other inks that you want. Of course, she's going to, be teaching you techniques based on her inks. So results may vary if you're using another brand, but it's going to be a virtual class. So if you're not using her wintergreen, she's not going to know. So it'll be just fine. But we did get these colors in. That way we can kind of pop those up a little bit. Oh, Sharon, you're going to be down on Wednesday. Sharon, I'm getting ready to post it. We are closing at 4 on Wednesday. I've got an appointment down in Kentucky on Wednesday. So just make sure you are here before 4 because we're going to be closing early. I totally forgot that I had to be down there. Shame on me. And so Vanessa was only staying till 2. So she's going to stay till 4 and then we're going to close early. All right, so Party Dress, Orange Peel, Clay Mask. I did not restock, looks like, any yellows. But when we get into greens, let me get all my greens here. Ooh, lots of greens. All right, so the greens that we got in, Wintergreen, again, that's one that she's going to be using in her class. Spruce, look at this great color. I mean, this is perfect for evergreens, pine trees. Eucalyptus, that's another great Christmas green color. Grass Skirt, Lime Ricky, and Martini. Martini's like an olive green. So those are great greens. And then kind of in there too, in between your blues and your greens, we've got this color called Minted. I'm going to bring Minted over by Wintergreen. So you can see Minted is a little bit brighter. So there's Minted. Other blues that we got in. I'm gonna grab my blues here. So again, Minted kind of falls in between. Then we've got Something Borrowed. It's just a really good bright, kind of almost royal blue. Cumberbund. Aquatini. So there's our blues. For purples, we've got Royal Treatment. I did lots of browns in this one. We were out of browns. Again, Cargo. Cargo's a really dark. It's not quite black. Let me pull the blacks in here too that we restocked, just so you can see them side by side. So you can see, like here's Jack Black. It's a really, really dark gray, not quite black. And then you've got Cargo, just a really, really dark, real dark brown. And that's going to be one she's going to be using in that class. But for browns, we got in Cargo, macchiato, over coffee, icing on the cake. I really like icing on the cake. I use that to ink a lot of my edges on things. Sandcastle. And then for the blacks, Black Jack. Now, when we move on to this one is their actual black, and it is not a regular dye ink. It's a premium archival ink. So their black is a little bit different. First of all, it is very black. It will stain your stamps. So just a forewarning there. It is one of those blacks that are going to stain your stamp. I'm okay with that. Actually, sometimes it makes me be able to see it a little bit better. You can wipe it right away, but again, just be careful whenever you're inking. You don't have to kill it, but just so you know, it is a staining black ink pad. Very, very juicy. So it said over here, it's tips for using Midnight. Be aware that Midnight ink pad will stain your stamps. We suggest immediately cleaning your stamps with a stamp cleaner after stamping to minimize staining. When using Catherine Pooler's foam pads, all you need is a light love tap. Okay, she doesn't say kiss, she says love tap. Love tap to prevent ink from getting into the negative spaces of your stamps. And with this one, you can watercolor with it. And you can also use it with your alcohol-based markers. If you're going to stamp and then color immediately, they do recommend you take your heat gun and heat the image to make sure it truly is dry. Sometimes with your ink pads, even if it seems dry on the surface, underneath it is not, because there's different things in your inks, that different agents in there, so it may not be completely dry even though it seems to be on the top. Well, whenever you hit it with that alcohol marker now it wants to bleed a little bit. So this is safe to use with your alcohol markers, but you do want to heat set it if you're going to be stamping and then coloring immediately. All right, so there's that. Now, moving on to our brand new color. They just released this beautiful new color called Sugar Plum. So for Sugar Plum, we did get in the new inks, and I know a lot of you had already told me you already put your special order in for Sugar Plum, so we will get all of those pulled and on your tabs. We also have, I'm looking for I don't know where my labels went. Oh, there they are. We do have labels for them as well. I've got a couple other labels in here that were special ordered. But for our brand new ink color, Sugar Plum, we have full-size pads. Sugar Plum for you, Dorothy, you've got it. We've got labels for Sugar Plum and also the re-inkers. So we've got those. Next up, restock. This is not a new one for us. It's just a restock. This one is called Inside Out Birthdays. She does a whole line of inside outs, and she calls them that because you've got kind of a bigger stamp set on here. Well, hi, Miss Yasmin. Thank you for your order this weekend. We've got your stuff is in the mail already, my friend. So you've got this kind of bigger focal stamp, and then you've got all these great sentiments that can go on the inside. So that's why it's an inside out. You can use it on the outside and also the inside. So Inside Out Birthday. Here's to celebrating the birth of one of my favorite people. Wishing you a special day and a year full of love. You deserve the best of everything because you give the best to everyone. Oh, that's a good quote. I hope your day is full of surprises and all the delights you deserve. So there's that one. The next one, this one's a good one. Again, it's not a new one for us. It is a restock, and it's Inside Out Sympathy. So you've got a nice big with sympathy. May you find peace in your heart and healing in your soul, thinking of you at this difficult time. Someone so special can never be forgotten. Sometimes there are no words. With deepest sympathy, our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. Words cannot express how sorry I am to hear about your loss. So there's that one. Again, restock on that. Oh, Debbie says she has some of the inside outs and they're great stamps. Thank you, Debbie. This one here is another restock, and it does have a die that matches. We had an extra die and a missing stamp, so we restocked the stamp. And this set is called These Boots. This is a fun set. You're cute and kind to boot. Kick up your heels. So cute little stamp set there. This next one is a new one for us. This one is called Inside Out Friends. So you've got a nice big friend, and then happiness is coffee and happiness is coffee and a new handbag and you. Oh, that's cute. You're the best. The best cure for a bad day is spent with you. Always be two things, classy and fabulous. Life was meant for good friends. You look lovely today. A smile is the best makeup anyone can wear. So that's a new set called Inside Out Friends. Oh, everybody, Emily Ferguson is on here. Emily, we miss you so, so much. Hope you are doing great. Hopefully you were not skipping out of class or anything like that to watch your favorite craft store owner do her live. Right? All right. And then look, they were super sweet. They did send us a couple little sample cards. Let's see what they sent us here. Kind of excited about the sample cards. So this is a fun one with that friend stamp. It's a cute little stamp set too. Oh, there's the inside there. Here's another one. Looks like pretty much the same stamp. Silhouette here. Just switch the purse to the other side. Looks like they used the same kind of little backdrop there too. Life was meant for good friends. And there's that, like how they did the little ink blending in the background there. And then stamped, and looks like, metallic ink on top. Probably their platinum. There we go. Alrighty, friend. I'm like, alrighty, friends. Nope, I'm not done. I'm not done. One more thing here. So this one, and shoot, they are one that does not have the little sample on the back. You know I love it when they give us a little image of what the stencil does. But this is a brand new one that she just came out with, and it is called Tipsy Tree. So it is a layered stencil set, and it creates this really fun, whimsical tree. It kind of reminds me Dr. Seuss-ish, only because it's kind of tips over to the side. See if I can get it out so you can see. So it's not in the packaging. There you go. So you can see this great little tree that we've got here. Again, you've got all these different layers that you can stencil. Trying to clear a little room here so we can look at these. So that one's going to be, probably one of your green colors there. Then this is the garland on there, so maybe a gold or a yellowy color. Then this one here is all your great little ornaments. There's the light bulbs for the string of lights. See how easy a layered stencil makes it? I love layered stencils. I'm a little bit addicted to them. If you walk around the store, you can probably tell that. Or from here, just watching lives, we get a lot of layered stencils in because they do create something super, super cute. I'm going to try and hold it up. Maybe you can see where oh, there we go. If I hold it up to the light, see how you can see where the ornaments come through then too? Oh, that's really good. So you can see how stinking cute that is going to be. So that makes a nice A2 card front. But again, it's a nice size tree. So if you do A6s or A7 cards, this is going to fit just fine on those as well too. I know sometimes the layered stencils, that are A2, they might be a little too small, but I think this one, because it fills the card so much, you could definitely use this on your larger cards too. And then you've got just enough room over here that you can stamp a sentiment or do a little layer over here as well too. Debbie wants the Christmas tree stencil. You've got it, my friend. All right, and that, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today. Just short and sweet. Linda, what are you doing on here? You are vacationing, my friend. Enjoy Texas, but it is great to see you on here. So again, just a short and sweet one. That way we don't get too far behind because we've got lots of boxes to show you guys today. We're going to kind of spread the love a little bit. And on Wednesday, I won't have a live because I will not be here on Wednesday. We are open 10 to 4 on Wednesday. So we're still here, just closing a couple hours early. But today it's all about Catherine Pooler. So great restock on some of her inks. We have way more than this in stock. These were just the new ones that we restocked and got in today. So if you are looking for a specific color, let me know. You can always look on our website, which is www.thedoodlebuginc.com. Check out all the Catherine Pooler inks on there. Oh, there is a little Lone Ranger here in the box. I do have the ability to order in minis on them. I don't stock very many of the minis. They're not our biggest seller for Catherine Pooler, but I do. Oh, it's a Grinch tree. Yes. Isn't it great, Karen? I do have a few of you that use the minis maybe instead of the bigger pads. And I know I've got one of you that uses both. So usually whenever we do our pre-orders, I've got a couple gals that will pre-order the minis. And so that is where this little guy comes into play this time. So this is a special order one, but we order from Catherine Pooler all the time. So if you want a mini, we can get a mini in for you. And I know that they're going to be shipping our class kits, I think later this week. Yes, it says we'll ship first week in October for my class kits. So my class kits will be coming. So I know that, I will be sending in another order with them whenever they ship our class kits. Okay. Alrighty, friends. Well, thank you so much for popping in here today with me during our Bonus Monday Live, or if you are watching us on replay. Again, I'm Hannah at The Doodlebug in Jasper, Indiana. You can always shop us online at www.thedoodlebuginc.com. And I will see all of you here tomorrow for another great What's New Live. All right. Take care, friends. Have a good day. Bye.